welcome along and welcome back to Attingham Park. Today we are going to be continuing the harvest. We've managed to get most of the way through what we need to do so far. We've got 2 fields of canola to get done today. Field 2A to our right here needs to be done, and field 3 also needs to be done. I think both of these are very, very possible for us. There's not a huge amount of work here in these 2 fields. My big worry starts tomorrow. We get into September and it all begins to get a little bit much. We've got a little bit of a worrying weather forecast for September. We've definitely got rain on the way on both days. We've still got a solid temperature, so I think we're okay from that way. But with our 3 largest fields needing to be done, and start your threshing, there we go, with our 3 largest fields to be done plus field 1 behind us, that is a very, very big ask in 2 days. So yeah, we're gonna have to get, I think, this running with cosplay, make everything sort of just run as smoothly as possible, and while we can get stuff harvested, we will get stuff harvested. Where that rain hits is going to be the real kicker though. However that lands, I'm hoping it's maybe a short shower or 2 that keeps us off the field for maybe an hour. If it's anything more than that, I think we're going to be in very big trouble. Getting back to today though, yeah, we got a nice clear day ahead of us, and 2 very nicely ripe fields of canola. We might even get to do a bit of baling up on field 12A and on field 13 today if we're lucky. This field, of course, is one of our 2 fields that are solid loam. So field 2 in its entirety, that's completely loam, and field 1 is completely loam as well. So this is where we're going to get our best crops today. We are already 50% full, having gone around this headland, and so the yield on here is absolutely fantastic. You can see that we are not having a huge change between last year's harvest and this year's harvest on the yield. The difference is that we've actually got this field at a point where it can do pretty much solid 125% yield on here. I am very, very happy with that. That couldn't be going better for us today. And I think by the looks of things, we're going to be pretty much full by the time we get to the end of the end of this side of the field. I want to set myself to 90 degrees though, and get my GPS set. So there's 90 degrees. Let's set that. So we should have our first point set at the back, as you can see there, and then set the front point, and there we are, nicely on track. And it's doing it at 90 points. Actually, it's doing it at a reasonable amount, so that should do well. I wonder if we can turn in here and whether it's worth emptying out now. Is there enough space to turn at the end here? Yeah, just about. So I'm going to empty out the combine, and then we can start cutting in. I think we did learn last time that really a single headland should be enough for this combine. And there we go. Not bad. 84% off a single headland. I think this field is going to do well. We're going to go in on the 3rd row, so let's bring up the lines and see exactly where it is. Now, I don't ever really think that this is unrealistic, bringing up the lines like this. We need to be able to tell where we are on the ground. Now, normally these lines would be something that would appear on the screen in the cab. So that's basically how I'm seeing it. This is like screen view when we've got the lines up like this. Now that they're done and we know where to cut in, I think we can get rid of them and away we go. Looking over at field 2B. Field 2B actually isn't that much different to field 2A here. It's a little bit longer, but it is not really any wider. That means that we should be able to get that done in a similar amount of time to how long it's taking us to do this field at the moment. And we're going to be finished this field by about 9:30 this morning. So that's really good news. It's then a case of, can we get through the rest of, or can we get through one of the big fields, either field 12C or field 14 in the remaining time of the day, including any time that we have to stop for rain. This is why you don't leave all of your seeding to the very last minute. If you do that, you end up in a position where you just can't get everything done in time in harvest, and you are left far more at the mercy of the elements and the weather in order to get the crops in at the end of the year. Getting back to what we're doing today, though, this field actually is all going to go for pig feed. We need about 22,000 litres of canola to go into the pig feed mixer. That is pretty much what we're getting off this field. We've got... yeah, if a full trailer is basically what I need to put in for the pig feed. We've got about 30,000 litres, I think, of wheat in there. We need, it's a 200 to 250 to 450 ratio. The 200 is the canola. So, yeah, we need about 22,000 litres of canola then. And our trailer is 84% full. Bring it in nice and close without actually hitting the header. So this will fill up the trailer, and we'll go and put all of this into pig feed. So we know we can get this down the first bit of the roadway down the side here. And if we skirt the edge of this field, just tapping the sunflowers, it will get down here. It does thin out a little bit, and you can see the spaces when historically combines must have taken the tops off the hedges. Now my biggest problem is going to be trees along the road here that are, oh, yeah, look at that. So that tree there, that is going to cause me a big problem. I think going forward, my priorities would definitely be to get the larger fields planted first. Get those so that those are the ones that you harvest first, that you end up making a really easy route for yourself to get around the farm. That way it's just gets rid of all of these issues that I'm having now, that requires me to get the header trailer off my combine and to transport things like that. The other thing is just two smaller combines. That's the kicker here. Is if we had our two smaller combines, we would not have this issue. The downside to that, of course, is straw swaths being multiple ones and taking longer to bale and things like that. So hopefully we can get this down to field 3 quickly. We have wasted nearly 2 hours mucking around here, so hopefully we'll get back on track quickly now. Bring our header trailer up here so the combine can easily access it. A little bit of a hill, but I think we're all right. I'm gonna go in cab to do this. Always love doing this way. it makes it really easy to line yourself up to the right point. Collect the header, attach the PTO, and then we'll just back this off. We're okay for fuel at the moment, but I have just noticed the DEF level on this combine is critically low. So I'm going to move this out the way. We're going to have to pop down to the shop quickly and grab some DEF, I think. Otherwise, our combine is not going to be able to keep going. So park this over here. And yeah, I'm going to have to go and grab some DEF. Something that I didn't realize, I don't have a trailer for my truck. So I've had to come down here in the 7610. We'll just park that up there. And how many things of DEF do I want? Probably a couple, I think. So let's have a look in here. And I think they're under pallets, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there we are. We want the 50 litre capacity, and yeah, I think we probably want a couple of these, seeing as we have a fair amount of well, we've got 2 tractors and our combine all require this now, and we don't have a fuel tank for it at all. That one there, and then grab the second one. And we want to put that on here too. This is a little bit overkill for this trailer. Get that there. Right, and get that down and that down. Right, let's get this back up to the farm and refill our combine. This normally takes a little while for the combine, or any vehicle actually, to refill with one of these AdBlue canisters. Patch that, take it out. Right, let's take it over here and get it refilled. So turn off the combine and refill it. Think that's refilling. Yep, 48 litres. This is going to take a little while. And it looks like the combine is going to take the full 50 litres of the canister. Yep, there we go, all in, and wow, that hasn't even half filled the amount of DEF this combine needs. What we'll have to do is set this so that it's taking the second one overnight, I think. But wow, did I underestimate how much of this we need? I'm gonna have to pop back to the shop and grab a whole load more. We've got so much more harvest to go that, yeah, we're going to need more DEF in order to keep the combine going. There is no way that's not going to need refilling again. And I've got to get all of that out of the way before we start on the back half of this harvest. Because if I'm doing any of this mucking around while we are in this final phase, and everything is going to be so tight, and every second is going to count, then we are going to fail to get it done. So let's get into this crop and get the canola cut, because we have not long to go. The canola is faring a lot less well on this silty clay than last year's wheat was. You can see we now have a solid yellow line through this rather than the lime green of the wheat. So yeah, much hardier crop is the wheat, and the canola is faring a lot less well on it. Interesting to see that variation. We know that we've got as much fertilizer and as much, and that all of these fields are properly set up on here. We're still already up to 52% full on just the headland of this. which I'm amazed that we've got that much canola off this field already. That is just incredible. We are going to have a full tank, I think, by the time we get back to our to the farm side of this field, and I need to go and get the tractor and trailer. So that at least is hopeful. I mean, that's pretty good. And the bottom half of this field, of course, this has is loam. Interestingly, though, it is not doing 125% yield at the top end of here. I am surprised by that. We should have a perfect setup for this field along this bottom edge. So what has gone wrong with that? I don't quite know. I'm going to jump out in a minute and have a look and see what's going on. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but yeah, I don't quite understand the lack of yield on this bottom section. Oh, it's the pH value. I did think that this might be the case when I was going and doing all of the lime across the rest of the field. Our pH value on here and on majority of our fields on the farm actually is pretty bad. And yeah, I think we needed to actually go and lime everything after harvest last year. It's one of those things where I think a big lime spreader and just lime across the whole farm would be something I would have to do if I was going for another year on here. We'd need to re-lime everything and make sure everything is back up to scratch. I'm a little bit wary about going any further on this field right now. We are at 80%. Let's back this out, get the auger out, and empty the combine, I think. If I cut in any further, I think we're going to get stuck in the crop. I figured out why the yield on here seems to be so good, that we filled the combine already. I still had 23% left over from the previous field. So, yeah, we've only filled about half a tank off that headland, to be honest. So, it's not quite as good as I'd hoped. Yep, that is ready to dip. Into our trailer that goes. I think we might have made it for that cut-in. I think it's very possible that we would have made it through the field without an issue. But I didn't want to risk it. You get that full and it's not worth taking that risk, really. Let's get back in our combine, though, and get this cut-in on. Because, yeah, I'm actually surprised it's taken us as long as it has today. We have done quite a bit of mucking about. We've tried to get the combine up to this field without taking the header off, when we should have just taken the header off and got it up here. For the rest of the harvest, this is not going to be an issue. We will be able to cut fields and gain access to the whole farm just by using fields that we've already cut. So I'm not too worried about having to take the header off again. The only thing I am going to have to do, and that we will need to do before we continue with the harvest, I think, is put more DEF in and put more fuel in. So I need to get the tractor up to the yard. Where we are now is close enough that I should be able to get the combine up there. Can I get the combine near to my fuel tank, though, without taking the header off? That is going to be the big question. Field 3 is one of those fields I think eventually you would end up putting down to grass. It's not a massive field. It ends up with being a little bit fiddly in this top corner. You cut it with not many rows, and we're going to get nowhere near even a full trailer off here. It's yeah, we're getting into this fiddly part at the top corner, where we spend more time getting the header up and turning around and maneuvering than we do actually harvesting. But I think 2 more passes and we should have the field done. I'm not going to bother with GPS, actually, on these last 2 passes. It doesn't seem worth it to activate it, just to almost immediately deactivate it. We have... Oh, do we have enough width to get the rest of this? Yes, we do. Oh, no, we might not. Is that enough? Not quite. But that's fine, because all we do is lift back up and then just get this last little section here, and that is done. And it's done by 20 past 3 in the afternoon, which is great. This is where we want the time to be going on to another field, and just can't today. And that's the most frustrating thing. I know I have all this work to do that is going to be disrupted by the weather, and we can't move on to do it. We can't get ahead. We are going to leave the combine here on this field. I want to go and tip this canola into my store, and then what we'll do is head over and grab the baler. If we can do something useful today, we'll grab the baler with our other tractor and get baling field 12A and maybe 13, and see if we can get ahead that way. I have realized that first I need to do something that I said I was going to try and do, and that is get the combine up here and to the fuel tank. Oh yeah, which we can do if we get our header trailer out the way. So let's just I'll go and get the Landy to do this. Right, easiest way to deal with this header trailer. Let's grab the Land Rover, get this hooked up. We don't use this Land Rover enough. I don't have a trailer, as I was saying earlier, that I can hook up to the Land Rover to go and get stuff from the shop, like DEF and things like that. I really wish this mod had the ability to open the back door and put stuff in, because that would be so useful. But so many mods like this just sort of never have that functionality, which is a pity. Right, we get that as straight as we can there. We then try and push the back of it in and try and get it straightened up like that. Then we'll straighten ourselves up and get this header trailer in and out the way at the back of this shed here. That way it can just stay here, and eventually we might just drive the combine up here and get it picked up. But this is done and dusted. Right, now I should be able to get the combine near to the fuel tank. So let's try it. Forwards and in. Yeah, if I bring it forward like this, and then we back it up a little bit, with any luck we'll get it close enough. Come around here, and yes, there we go. How much we got in the fuel tank? Oh, wow. 500 odd litres. That's not going to be enough to fill this combine, I don't think. Yeah, there is the last. Oh, the last of what's in our fuel tank. 13 litres. We have filled the combine. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, I was so worried we weren't going to have enough fuel to fill the combine. With all the work we've got ahead of us, that is about as good as it gets. So we'll put this back on the field. I'm going to leave the DEF filling up on it so that we get a fair amount of that in. We don't have enough. I think it might be heavier on the DEF usage because it could do with repairs soon, but I think we're all right. So let's grab this, and we're gonna need to refill with fuel. I think I've got an idea. We have a contract outstanding. How much do we need to deliver for that? Is that a better use of our time today? Right, let that refill. And the contract we have in progress needs 78,400 litres. So that is just over 2 trips in our truck. That is probably the best use of our time today. Let's bring this up here and refill with some wheat. Yeah, 236,000 litres of wheat. But we do have to take 78,000 litres of that to complete the contract. That's still 150,000 litres of wheat off our fields this year. That's really, really good. We got 30,000 in this truck, and this needs to be taken to the old watermill, so that's fine. Yeah, so this will be 18,400 litres that we'll need in the third and final lot here. And I think we can probably get this done in the next hour. The old grain mill is not too far away. In fact, it is just down the bottom here. So we should be able to get this tipped here fairly quickly. Right, just do want to just check that this is the old grain mill. That's the old water mill. So double check. Oh no, it is the old water mill. Oh, I read that as the old grain mill. It's the old water mill. We are in the right place. Good. Let's back this up then and get this done and get this contract up to 90%. Probably just under 90%. Tip it up. And away it goes. And that is all of it tipped. 37% transported. So yeah, just over a third. But we've got about yeah, in fact that's about right. That's just under a fifth, under 2/5. So we will go grab another 30,000 litres, and then we just need 18,400. I'm back from my second run down to the old watermill, and we just need 18,400 litres. Let's just double check that number. Yeah, 18,400 litres we need. Let's pull that in then. Wheat, start, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18,514 litres. That is about perfect. I'm quite happy with that. I'm amazed I managed to get that within 114 litres of our target. Should be plenty. Also, this has now started beeping at me because it is running low on fuel. I'm not going to refill this until we start doing our big sell-off in a few episodes time, because, well, we're not getting a huge amount of money in, and I want to make sure that I have enough money kicking around to get the harvest finished this year. So down to the old watermill again with our truck. Brakes on this are not great, but they are good enough to have stopped us before we get anywhere near the water. Into reverse 4 and on to the tipping point. Let's see, is this enough to complete this contract? I really hope so. I want to get this in today because we're going to need to buy some fuel. Definitely. We've got 6,151. We're going to end up with some cost overnight. We know we're going to get about 8,000 from the contract. Contract is done. Oh, wow. We made an extra 1,000 on the harvest income as well. So that's really good. Let's complete this contract then and have that out. 8,012 from there. So collect. There we go. Contract is done. We're up to 15,305. And tomorrow the real work begins. We have 4 fields, 3 of them pretty large, to get done in 2 days. Can we do it? Come back here next time to find out. But for now, I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.